Avia.
Avia.
You remember Avia?
I do not remember Avia.
They were in the NBA.
Okay.
Yeah. I
All
can't
right.
remember
Was
exactly what player
John
wore
Stockton
them.
wore him? Who wore Avias? All right. Welcome to 85 Archive, episode 5. That's it. High five to you, my co-host Andy. I'm Phil. We're back talking sneakers. It's 1 degree outside, but I know you brought some heat to warm us up, Andy. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Excellent, man. It's frigid, it's dark, it's cold. Now's the time to be scrolling on StockX. Now's the time to be searching for what we're going to bring out when we can actually step outside without getting salt, snow, mud on our shoes. So what are you looking forward to? What's something that you've been saving up that might see the light of day, even though most of your shoes haven't quite yet?
Personally, I don't take the risk of wearing something clean and nice that because I know it's going to get messed up, right? How about yourself?
And I'll still bring them out, and there are going to be some pairs that get ruined over the winter, but there's still something nice about slipping on a pair of sneakers and still going out in this weather.
85Archived, right? What's
That's
in
it.
your archive this evening that you want to talk about?
Man, I brought a little bit out that is a collaboration, right? So
Okay.
for me, I always love a great Jordan 1. I'm really partial to the lows, so I know it doesn't make sense, but for whatever reason, I just really like how they fit. And for me, I start thinking about spring break around this time of year. Where can I go that's sunny, that's different? And this week I brought out a collaboration from the archives. That is the Jordan 1 with the Paris Saint Germain football team. So football being soccer, and just thought that it was a really nice sneaker, but it's a sort of vinyl almost. You can wipe it off really easy. It's got the color gradient, so there's a little bit of freshness to that, and then you got the logo here that is the Paris, which is always nice to see. So this makes me think of a little bit of summer, a little bit of heat. Always try to grab one of their collaborations. They did it with the fours. They've got a great partnership. But for me, I had these on the other day, just thinking of warmer days.
Have you ever thought about working at Foot Locker? You got a good sales pitch.
Got the cadence down, right? Okay,
You
so
got it.
how many pairs can I get you today? Absolutely. Always be
Absolutely.
closing. That's that Gary and Al's training, that mom and pop shoe store training of, they got 5 other places they can walk around to. You gotta make them want to stay and buy your shoes.
That's right. Gary and Al's. That was a big mom and pop shop, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
They
A lot
had
of days and
everything
hours
from
learning the game there.
baseball bats to Letterman's jackets, like just an old school sporting goods store, Air Jordans on the wall, every Nike shoe, every brand. And
Absolutely.
if you want to get a wiffle ball bat, you could get that too.
If you talk about it, right, that is your all-in-one. So we had Gary Now's MC Sports, if you remember that, tucked in the corner of a strip mall. That was like the biggest sports superstore, and then it kind of moved into your Dick's Sporting Goods started to come around, your Foot Lockers, your Lids. I know they had hats, but that was just
Yeah.
kind of like you'd have this little like cadence as you walk through the mall of where you would go.
Yeah. You're bringing
But
back
Gary
some
Now's, man, that's
memories.
where the game originated.
I'm sticking on the stores. Sport Mart. Remember Sport
Sport
Mart
Mart.
in
Yeah,
Chicago?
absolutely. Yeah, that place was packed. There was an escalator. It was like, yeah, we would go to the city 4 hour round trip to go spend 2 hours in this store. So what do you got, man? You said you don't bring a ton out, but I know you got something that's cooking up some heat in your closet.
Yeah. All right. So at first glance, this shoe is not very impressive. Okay. So this is the Nike Rashi Run, but this is from 2016. So Nike Rashi Run, like the price point on these, I think was like around 75, $80. Okay. So Nike introduced this shoe, and just this one shoe, there's a lot of history here to unpack. So let's dig into this a little bit, shall
Let's
we?
do it. We got
All right.
time.
So Kanye was with Nike at the time, and he had his, the Yeezy 1 and the Yeezy 2 released with Nike. And when he left Nike for Adidas, he had two shoes that were inspiration for him. One was the UGG boot, because the Yeezy 750 Boost, he says, I just want to make a better looking UGG boot. And that's when he collaborated with Adidas and made the 750. But then the 350 was probably most popular model and widely available that he put out. The 350 though was based on the Nike Rashi run. And you can kind of see the inspiration just with like the midsole, how it's just one piece with the outsole, just kind of the upper two as well. So this inspired the 350. Kanye took this and it was like, boom, I'm running with it. And then he went to Adidas and then they did their collaboration, which, I mean, we can talk about a downfall in a later episode, but Yeezy was truly more popular than Jordan. I think we can all say that as
Yeah.
like, as even as fans of Jordan. So, but yeah, this shoe, every time I see it, I was like, I need to either wear those or get rid of them. But it's like, I can't do either one because it's kind of my iconic piece.
The Yeezy brand, right? Like it translates back to his origins at Nike in that particular shoe.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's obviously it's not a forgotten brand because they're still huge with sport. But speaking of forgotten brands,
What do you got?
let's name a few. I'll
Ooh,
challenge you on this. Like I'll go
Elise.
first and
Well,
let's
you'll go
see if
first. You go first. You
I'll go
knock it out. Go
first.
ahead. All right.
All right.
What do you got?
Avia.
Avia.
You remember Avia?
I do not remember Avia.
They were in the NBA.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't
All right.
remember exactly what player
John
wore
Stockton
them.
wore him. Who wore Avias?
You messing around with John Stockton? That was a shot at Mr. Stockton.
He's not
John,
wearing
come.
Jordans. I know that much. So I don't know what he's putting on.
I think he was just like the middle of the road Nike kind of guy.
Okay. I will go with Elise.
I'm gonna raise you and
All right.
go LA Gear.
Whew. I feel like LA Gear had some of the first shoes that I had that lit up. I could be wrong, but I feel like that was like the last time I could wear some light up shoes, and I actually, yeah, that was legit.
That was what, just like a few years ago?
If somebody makes a pair of light up shoes in 17s, I'm buying them. Absolutely.
All right. I'll be
All
on the
right.
search right now.
BK Knight. How about that?
Nice.
How about that?
That's an old school brand.
What do you got? What do you got?
Let's see.
Let me hit you with Patrick Ewing's.
Ewing's.
And they're still making them to this day. Still cashing checks off
Okay.
of very high top sneakers.
Kangaroos. Remember kangaroos? We've talked about it on a previous episode, but they had the zipper on the side. That was one of the first shoes that I remember as a human wanting was the kangaroos.
That's a human warranty.
Like,
Absolutely.
why do I want a shoe with a zipper?
Oh man. All right. So Fila's, right? Like
That
that's
Grant
one.
Hill.
Grant Hill.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. And Fila always had the outlet, right? So I don't know if, back in the days you would go to these outlet stores where there was like Gurney or Tuscola and it was just, 500 stores. They were always packed. And there'd be like, there may or may not be a Nike store depending on the outlet. You would have a Reebok, you'd have a Fila, and you'd be like, all right, let me try to find some heat in the Fila store. I think I had a couple, but then that brand, it just lost me after a while.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right, what
going.
else you got?
All right. Let's Etonic. Remember Etonic?
Yes.
Akeem Olajuwon, maybe?
Akeem, the Dream. I believe the Dream Shake is in some E-tonics.
Yeah.
Man, sounds like a drink you'd order at the bar now. Let me get
I
one of
could,
those E-tonics real quick. All right, I think you're winning. What do you got? What else?
honestly, that's my
That was
last
it?
one. That was
Oh my
it.
gosh, that was quite a trip down memory lane. Man, those are some good brands. I'm gonna get on eBay for some E-tonics. Let me go take a look at that. That was a good one. That's real good.
All right. Next week, we're going back to the format we had for episode 2, where we're going to invite fellow sneaker dad, fellow sneaker enthusiast, and talk about kind of what's in his archive. So, Phil, who do
Absolutely.
you have lined up?
I think I got a family member, right? So this
Okay.
is this is this is the cousin Eric, who is a former hooper, has some great stories of Chicago Public League, and has definitely gotten back into the sneaker game. So he's excited to show off some more recent additions, things like that. But I bet you he had a pair of Etonics. Well, we could ask him about that next week.
When we come back, it's episode 6.
Double hand.